Blessing Royals family, you know what today is. Today is reboot, recharge, and refill your brain. Monday, I am inspirational author, life speaker, and a surrendered rope of hope, Angelina Squire. So I'm back today to remind you guys that you are royalty. And we're still talking about today about manifestation. We have 2 more weeks to talk about manifestation. So last Monday, I asked you guys a question, have your life become so busy, you have become so busy with your secular life that, Christ is no longer the top priority on your to-do list. He have now become something that you just pencil in. In other words, you don't make any time for him anymore. So we discovered that what we need to do is look at our to-do list, look at our schedule, and find those things that are not really important. Find those things that can actually be moved aside instead of moving Christ and instead of moving our personal time with him out of the way, right? So don't become, like Martha, but we need to be like Mary. When Jesus came into their home, she was at his feet, right? She was listening to him. She was taking in everything that he was saying. But Martha, she was still busy even after she had already been preparing, things for him to come. So now she's all anxious and, she's bothered. And she didn't realize that Jesus is that peace. He was there already. So all she had to do was just go and sit at his feet. And he would have eased her mind instead of her being all over the place. He is the utmost important. Everything else can wait. Now, we discovered also that, we're not saying that, you need to cancel your responsibilities. No, we all have responsibilities, each and every day with our families. But there are some times, that we're wasting, and God, it's now becoming, obsolete on many of our schedules. So today, let's continue with our focus word again, which is manifestations. Do you know what's the thief of God's blessings that will prevent you from receiving, that will prevent you from receiving his best for your life? That thief that I'm talking about is called unbelief. Unbelief. Let's read the book of James chapter 1 verses 6 through 8. The book of James chapter 1 verses 6 through 8. But let him act in faith, right? That's your key word, faith. Without wavering, for he who wavers is like a wave of the sea, driven and tossed with the wind. Let not that man think that he will receive anything from the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. So you can't be in faith and unbelief at the same time. That's impossible. So the thief that we're talking about that will prevent you and rob you of God's blessings in your life is called unbelief. And again, that was James chapter 1 verses 6 through 8. Has God promised you something? For example, some of you may have been told that you were going to receive a financial blessing, right? And you believe that with all of your heart. You believe in your heart that you're gonna, receive that blessing. But then, in the same sense, you're telling yourself that you're just waiting for a physical manifestation. Now, the Lord have told you that you're going to receive a financial blessing, right? But then you're telling yourself, okay, I just got to wait for a physical manifestation. You're looking for something to happen before you actually receive that financial blessing. That's a big problem. That's a big problem because you're basically telling yourself that you will believe it when you receive it. You'll believe it when you see some physical signs, some physical proof, right? Two things. Number one, you're either in faith, or number two, you're operating in unbelief. And again, you can't have both. That's not possible. Faith is complete trust with nothing else attached to it. Doubt and unbelief is not attached to faith. If you believe that you will receive what the Lord has told you, right? If you believe that you will receive everything that He has shown you, you will believe that you are going to get that financial blessing. Whatever that blessing is, you will believe that you're going to receive it. Even if you're staring past due bills in the face, $0 in your bank accounts, foreclosure letters that are mounting up on your kitchen table, you will still believe while all of that is staring you in the face, if you're walking in and operating in complete faith. Why? Because faith never waits to see some physical manifestation, because get this, faith is the manifestation. Your faith is the manifestation. Let's read Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1. And we're talking about faith. It says now faith. So if it's saying now faith, that's telling us that you believe it right when you have been shown, that whatever that blessing is, or whatever it is that you have been praying about, you believe it at that time, at that moment, not tomorrow, not next week, but now. So that's what faith is. Faith is action right now. You believe it before you receive it, and believe it before you see it in the natural realm, right? So now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith believes in the things that we don't see in the natural yet. For by it men of old obtained a good report. So today, my royal family, take a look at your life. Take a look at your actions. Take a look at your faith. Have you become like the children of Israel, right? Although they had a promise from God, many of you have a promise from God, but they couldn't enter into His promise for them. Why? Because of unbelief. That's what we're focusing on today. They could not get their promise because of unbelief. So if you're in unbelief, you're not going to receive what has been promised to you. And again, the children of Israel are doing just like many of you today. You're being ruled by your senses. You need that sign. You need some physical, manifestation. You're going by what you can see right now in the natural. Your faith is being kicked to the curb because all you see is struggle. All you see is that you don't have enough money for the bills that are coming in. All you can see is that your children are going crazy. Your spouse, are going crazy. You're getting ready to be fired from your job. Some of you have already been laid off from your job. So all you can see is those storms that you are weathering right now. So you're being ruled just like the children of Israel by your senses, what you can see in the natural sense. Have you ever heard someone say, I'll believe it when I see it? So just like the children of Israel, many of you are seeking a physical manifestation before you can believe it. And you can read Hebrews chapter 3, verses 17 through 19, because this will show you again about the children of Israel. It will show you that God was not pleased with them because of their unbelief. So if He was not pleased with the children of Israel for their unbelief, that goes the same for you and I today. He is not pleased by it. Those promises that has not yet been revealed to your senses or your natural eyes, faith perceives it as a true fact. Faith perceives it as a true fact. So we must have faith in order to manifest our desired income, or any outcome. So again, whatever those promises are that you have been promised, but they have not yet been revealed, faith already receives it as fact. Faith already perceives it as, I already have it. Although you don't have it in the natural yet, but faith says, I have it now. That what now faith is. Now. I have it now. Faith sees the blessings. Faith sees your problems, your struggles already in your now. Faith sees your struggles over. That's right. Faith sees your struggles already over, already worked out, even though it haven't happened in your now. 4 questions that I'm going to give you today that will, help you to identify if you're desiring to see manifestation in your life. So these questions will help you to identify if you're truly desiring to see the manifestations in your life, and are you really believing, for them. That's what these 4 questions are for today. So number 1, you need to ask yourselves, do I believe that I am capable of making, my goals, my visions, my dreams, my purpose happen? Am I capable of making them happen? Am I capable of walking in them? Am I enough? Number 2, do I really believe it's possible for me to have what God has promised me? These are questions that you need to ask yourself again so that you can identify, if you're really desiring, certain things in your life, and if you are believing those things that you are desiring for. So number 1 again, ask yourself, do you believe that you're capable of making your goal, your vision, your dreams, and your purpose happen? Are you enough to walk in those areas? Number 2, do you believe that it's even possible for you to have what has been promised to you, what God has promised you? Number 3, do you believe that your struggles can even be resolved? And number 4, do you believe that you deserve God's best? So if you answer no to all of those things, then that means that unbelief is overriding your faith. Your focus mind food for this week, royal family. You're desiring, that's one key word, something to manifest, and believing, we're talking about faith, that's another key word. You're desiring something to manifest, and you're believing, your complete faith, it is possible. You develop a sense of knowing that it is going to happen. So if you're desiring something to manifest, right, and you have faith in it, and you truly believe that it's possible, then you will develop a sense of knowing that it is going to happen. You're capable of seeing beyond the negativity that's, up and close in front within your face, right? It's a feeling of expectancy, right? It's a direct result of your belief. That's my point that you need to know today. That what you're desiring to see manifested It's a direct result of your belief. Check your expectation. Does your expectation line up with your faith? Or again, as we read, here, are you in unbelief like the children of Israel? Right? So next week we will talk more about, expectations, expectancy, because that's also very important here when we're talking about manifestation. And I want you to remember that faith and manifestation goes hand in hand. Faith and manifestation goes hand in hand. So again, if you're operating in unbelief, that what you're waiting to see manifested within your life will not happen. It's all about faith, complete faith, now faith. I believe it right now. So I pray that this video has blessed you all just as much as it has blessed me. I really enjoyed you on today on another Reboot, Recharge, and Refill Your Brain Monday. And as I always say, you guys, you are all royalty, regardless of what you're going through. So treat your mindset as such, because your mind is very valuable. So you need to take the time and treat it as that. Fill it up with positivity to remove the negative that tries to come in and take over your mindset. That's what these Monday videos are about. Again, Reboot, Recharge, Refill Your Brain Monday. We are refilling it with positivity, with the power and the Word of God, right? Because the Word of God has power to change anything. That is, if we receive it and if we apply it, right? So I will see you all next week, and we will talk more about manifestation and expectation. We have about 2 more weeks to talk about manifestation, and then we will move on to something else. So you all be blessed, guys, and I love you all so much for taking this time to watch another video. Please remember that, sharing is caring and caring is sharing. So please share, the video. These videos are not, just for me. I don't do it just for, myself. It's not about, people just clicking the like button. Listen to it. You may find something in there that can help you. And if you don't find anything in there for you, I guarantee you that it is for someone else. Because the Lord never gives us a word. He never places something on our heart that is not for someone else. Of course, it's for me first, but He gives it to me to share it, to bless someone else. So I thank you all, those who have been sharing, and please continue to share, something that's good. The world has no problem with sharing, negative stuff. It's time for the people of God to begin to share the word even more than the world sharing negativity. Okay, guys? See you all next week. Be blessed.